Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for the week of July 1st to the 7th. Your cards this week, Aquarius: energies leaving, completing or transitioning. We have Justice. Focus energies this week, we have the World, clarified with the Moon. We have the Ten of Swords coming in towards the end of the week. Aquarius, I really love this reading for you. It's actually, you can see the intensity here, but it's a really exciting message. We have another major arcana here behind the moon, so you actually have 4 major arcana here out of the spread, so it's pretty significant. So you'll probably, people that this reading is for or who it's going to resonate with will absolutely know that this situation is upon them. You usually know when something is that significant in your life, like you can feel the intensity of those energies. So we start off here, recent past, Justice. So there's a situation going on in your life that needs a fair and just modification to come in to rebalance the score. Now, seeing what the cards are coming in along the way here, I feel like this situation involved somebody who was deceiving you in some way. It could have been even somebody with a bit of a trickster energy. Could it have been a job situation where you were sort of promised one thing and then you started the role and gave up other things in your life and you started it, and then it wasn't what they said it would be, or the pay that they promised you, they were no longer delivering that. Or did you meet somebody? You might have even met someone online on a dating site or that sort of thing, and they said that they were one way and you went out with them for a few dates, and then you found out that they were completely the opposite, or they'd lied to you, or they'd used their best profile picture and you met them and they were nothing like that. I think it's probably a bit more significant than that last example, but in some way I feel like someone sort of pulled the wool over your eyes, in that kind of deceptive way, and that's what's coming to pass this week. So Justice, it brings about a modification in the way that is fair and equitable for the person that it should work out for. So I have a feeling here, Aquarius, that it's the other person that had the trickster energy. Look, it can be vice versa, but I strongly feel that. So I feel like the scales are going to rebalance in your favor this week. We have somebody here who's picking up this sword of power, somebody who can see the truth. They can see the truth clearly, so they're able to judge that situation and decide whether they want that in their life or not. This is you in your power, Aquarius, saying, okay, let me decide. I'm going to be the judge of the situation. I decide whether I want it in my life. I decide which way I want the scales to turn, but ultimately I want them to be balanced. That's the energy here of Justice. And I think we know what's going to happen here with the World as your focus energy here. The World is all about completion and new beginnings. So I feel like the situation probably is going to complete, and I think it's a really good thing. I mean, we've got the Ten of Swords here as well, guys, coming in, which we'll get to. So we do have endings here, but we have endings because through ending things that don't serve us, you open the door for new beginnings and new opportunities to come in that are aligned with us. The World has a strong karmic reference. You see the character there literally sort of jumping through the reef. So she's jumping directly from one life lesson, from one karmic story, straight into her next chapter. So what it says is that through bringing justice to the situation, you can move very quickly. The doors will slide for you very quickly. You wait and see what that energetic shift does. Sometimes it only takes a new intention, a new thought to shift that energy, and you already start attracting more positive people, positive energies, jobs, situations, partners, everything that actually aligns with you rather than being out of alignment. And that's interesting that we said that, because about the intention, because she holds, the character in the World card holds the wands. So it's like, through her thought alone, she can decide, okay, this door needs to shut. I'm switching my intention and I'm switching into my new beginning. Now we have the World here clarified with 2 cards from the beautiful Star Child Tarot deck, and they came out together. So we have the Moon and we have the Magician. So when these 2 cards are together, this is what sort of indicates that kind of trickster energy. because the moon can talk about illusion and disillusionment and, you know, things being sort of shrouded in the half-light. If you think about moonlight, it's not as bright as the sun, so it's almost like, you know, things can kind of go on behind the scenes in the shadowy depths. And the magician, you know, in its positive sense, the magician can create, you know, through powerful intention, can create and manifest positive experience. But when mixed with the moon, we sort of have that energy of being an illusionist, being an illusion artist, being a trickster. So I feel like this is the energy that surrounded the situation here that you needed to bring justice to, and you needed to allow this to complete. But under the world energy, there was probably a life lesson that you needed to learn through this. So whether you learned how to, you know, detect that energy in the future, so now you will be able to protect yourself from it, that could have been what you learned. You know, you might have learnt a lesson around boundaries, not letting people in too quickly, not saying yes to contracts too quickly without doing your groundwork, without searching further, without really seeing things from all angles, you know, before you actually jump into something. So in some way you learned a lesson from the situation, but, you know, now it's time for it to end. You know, the wrong thing would have been to stay in that energy and, you know, actually get controlled by it, but it's completing this week, which is a really good thing, Aquarius. So coming in towards the end of the week, we have that strong completion energy. And we see here in the Ten of Swords that the situation has caused you some pain. You know, there has been even fatigue or burnout, and it's really made you feel literally a bit betrayed, stabbed in the back, especially if you knew somebody was, well, it came to light that somebody was taking advantage of you or deceiving you in some way. But the reminder here of the Ten of Swords is that through, you know, moving away from the situation, allowing it to complete, we create that space for the sun to rise, you know, to create a beautiful new beginning for you. This is your new beginning on the horizon as she steps through the hoop, the karmic hoop. And the brilliant thing here is, Aquarius, that the Ten of Swords came out with the Three of Cups. So even though it's been hard, it's been painful for you, you know, it may have been taken advantage of, or there's that little shifty energy going on in here. Once this is complete, you're going to be celebrating. You're going to be celebrating that you know, you had the strength and courage to allow it to complete, to allow it to end. You're going to be feeling totally the opposite. I mean, look at the different energies here. We've got heavy, weighed down, burdened, hurt, betrayed. And here we have just celebrating, going out and having a good time with friends, rejoicing, having three beautiful cups, 3 cups of emotional fulfillment. You know, cheers, that everyone's celebrating. And under 3 here, which is, it's beautiful in this reading because 3 is the number of creation. So you're now able to move on and create something new and much lighter. This is a lightness after a heavy situation. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Things coming to light, deceptive energies being exposed, and you're moving into a much more beautiful, happy, fulfilled, celebratory energy. So Aquarius, keep in mind it's a general reading. It won't resonate with every Aquarius. Not every Aquarius is going to be in this situation. It's quite specific, but those that are will know about it, or it will come to light this week. And we'll see you for another reading next week.